In the world of professional football, referees play a crucial role in ensuring fair play and enforcing the rules of the game. However, there are instances when referees themselves become the focal point of controversy due to questionable calls or actions on the field. This article delves into several instances where NFL referees made controversial decisions that not only influenced individual games, but also had a significant impact on the league as a whole. From coin toss mishaps to game-altering calls, these incidents have left fans, players, and even presidents shaking their heads in disbelief. The AFC Championship controversy. In a thrilling AFC Championship game, the Kansas City Chiefs faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals. The game was tight, with both teams vying for a Super Bowl berth. However, the game's fate took an unexpected turn when an official claimed the Chiefs were entitled to a do-over play after a critical call. The referee's decisions sparked outrage, leading to a petition for a complete game do-over. The NFL introduced new rules to prevent such errors from occurring again, altering the outcome of important games. The Super Bowl soft calls. The Super Bowl is the pinnacle of American football, and the stakes couldn't have been higher in this highly anticipated matchup. However, soft calls in crucial moments led to questions about the legitimacy of the victory. Questionable pass interference calls allowed the Kansas City Chiefs to score the game-deciding points in the Super Bowl. The softness of the calls left fans and even NBA superstar LeBron James bewildered. This incident underscored the need for consistency in officiating. The life-altering flag toss. A flag toss that went terribly wrong altered an NFL player's life forever. During a game, an official's flag accidentally struck the player in the eye, resulting in severe injury. The impact led to a cascade of medical issues that ultimately left the player legally blind. This tragic incident prompted the NFL to introduce weighted flags to prevent such life-altering accidents in the future. The kneeling controversy. In 2016, then San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem to protest racial inequality and police violence against African Americans. This act of peaceful protest sparked a nationwide conversation about social justice issues, but it also drew criticism and backlash from some quarters. Kaepernick's protest inspired other NFL players to take a knee, sit, or raise their fists during the national anthem. While some supported the player's right to protest peacefully, others, including President Donald Trump, criticized the protests as disrespectful to the American flag and the military. The NFL faced a dilemma in responding to the protests. On one hand, they wanted to support their players' right to free speech and their desire to address important social issues. On the other hand, they faced pressure from fans and sponsors who were uncomfortable with the protests. The NFL's response. The NFL initially struggled to find a unified response to the player protests. Some teams and owners supported their players, while others were more critical. In 2017, the NFL announced a new policy that required players to stand during the national anthem, but gave them the option to remain in the locker room if they chose not to stand. This policy drew further criticism, as it was seen by many as an attempt to silence the players' protests. It also created confusion and division within the league. The NFL eventually decided to put the policy on hold and engage in discussions with the NFL Players Association to find a mutually agreeable solution. The impact on the league. The player protests and the NFL's response had a significant impact on the league and its relationship with fans and sponsors. Television ratings declined during the height of the protests, with some attributing the drop to fan backlash over the protests. However, others argued that various factors, including competition from other forms of entertainment, also played a role in the decline. The protests also led to debates about the role of sports and athletes in addressing social and political issues. Some believe that athletes should use their platform to raise awareness of important issues, while others argued that sports should remain apolitical. The evolution of officiating technology. One response to controversial referee decisions has been the introduction of advanced technology to aid in officiating. The NFL has implemented instant replay and challenges, allowing coaches to contest certain calls on the field. While this technology has helped correct some mistakes, it has also introduced new layers of complexity and debate. There have been instances where, even with the aid of replay, calls remain contentious, leaving fans and teams frustrated. Nevertheless, the ongoing quest for accuracy in officiating reflects the league's commitment to fair play and transparency. Rebuilding trust with fans. Controversies involving referees, especially those with a major impact on game outcomes, can erode fans' trust in the league. Fans invest emotionally and financially in their favorite teams, and when they perceive that games are decided unfairly, it can lead to disillusionment. The NFL has recognized the importance of rebuilding trust with its fan base by acknowledging mistakes, making rule changes, and emphasizing transparency in officiating decisions. The league continues to work towards ensuring that the outcome of games is determined by players' skills rather than questionable calls. Athlete activism and social impact. Player protests in the NFL have had a lasting impact on the intersection of sports and social justice. Beyond the controversies, athletes have used their platform to raise awareness of issues such as racial inequality, police brutality, and systemic racism. These protests have sparked conversations and prompted individuals and organizations to address these critical concerns. The NFL itself has taken steps to address social justice issues, launching initiatives like Inspire Change to support community programs and organizations focused on social justice. While these efforts have been met with a mix of praise and skepticism, they represent an acknowledgement by the league of its role in addressing societal challenges. Fan engagement in the digital age. In today's digital age, the NFL's controversies involving referees and player protests are magnified and amplified through social media platforms. Fans take to Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms to voice their opinions, share replays, and dissect referee decisions. This instant and widespread engagement with NFL controversies has further intensified the discussions surrounding them. While social media can be a tool for fan expression and activism, it also places added pressure on the league to address concerns promptly. Referees' decisions are scrutinized in real time, making it imperative for the NFL to demonstrate responsiveness and a commitment to addressing any perceived injustices swiftly. The ongoing debate. Controversy in the NFL, whether related to referees or player protests, is unlikely to disappear entirely. The league faces the challenge of balancing the interests of fans, players, team owners, and sponsors, all while striving for fairness and integrity in the game. Navigating these complex dynamics is a continuous process, and the NFL will continue to adapt and evolve in response to the ever-changing landscape of professional football. Conclusion: the ongoing role of referees and controversies in the NFL. The NFL is no stranger to controversy, and referees have often found themselves at the center of heated debates. Whether it's a missed call in a crucial game or a contentious policy on player protests, these controversies have shaped the league's history and its ongoing evolution. In the case of referees, their decisions can have far-reaching consequences, affecting individual games and even the outcomes of seasons. The NFL has continually sought ways to improve officiating standards and minimize the impact of controversial calls on the integrity of the game. As for player protests, they have highlighted the power of athletes to bring attention to important social issues. While the protests sparked division and debate, they also encouraged discussions about racial inequality, police violence, and freedom of expression. In the ever-evolving landscape of the NFL, controversies are bound to arise, and referees will continue to play a pivotal role in the drama that unfolds on the gridiron. The league's ability to navigate these controversies and find solutions that resonate with fans, players, and stakeholders will shape its future and define its legacy.